Yeah, thought I'd do another video, because something I noticed about my Asperger's is maybe fairly recently, but I don't know, I've probably always like noticed it or thought about it, but didn't think too seriously about it. But like, yeah, I think I'm someone that I've said in the past I don't really usually recognise my symptoms of Asperger's, but I guess like maybe like I don't know, researching it a little bit more, I'm starting to notice a few patterns. And I think like one of them is I think I notice like when I'm talking to someone, or it's usually people who I really like or I really want to impress, I guess. Like you start to get, I don't know, a bit nervous. So you might, I don't know, maybe probably can call it masking, but I don't know, like where you like say things but you say a bit too much, where you'll say something weird or really off-putting. I think I've noticed that recently with, you know, like talking to a few people, or if I'll actually like them and stuff. But like I think like in England we're supposed to have like a dark sense of humour, like brutal humour, where I don't know, we just joke about some dark things, and sometimes like I go a bit too, I don't know, too far. Like sometimes I say too much, and I think that is no expert, but I think that is probably a very clear example of Asperger's, where it is a social disability, and I think that is probably maybe a big major part of the symptom why I don't really manage to connect with people, or I do struggle building bridges to, you know, maintain connections and friends and I don't know, all that kind of stuff. And give a few examples of that. You know, where I think the other day I said to someone who I know, like, it was like we had quite a good day out, and it was very positive, and yeah, there was a few dark jokes and a few dark conversations where I was talking about, don't know, talking about comedies back in the early 2000s where they were offensive, you know, like films like Four Lions and is it Come Fly With Me, you know, the people that did Little Britain, and just quoting that and stuff, and like that's why I like this person, because you can just have a laugh with them. And I thought sometimes, you know, when you come up with something in your head and it translates as really cringe, like this seems to happen a lot, and it seems to happen a lot with people who I like or I try to impress, I guess. And I could give one example. On that day, like it ended, don't do anything I wouldn't do, like that's what she said, and I said, oh yeah, I'm just going to do some heroin. Like that is very clear Asperger's, I think. And when I said that, the face went from like smiley and happy to, it just instantly fucking dropped. Like, and I was like, oh no, I've fucking done it again. I've just fucked up. No, and you just realise that I fucked up in that moment. And I think she brushed it off and went, yeah, I know your sense of humour by now, Ben, and it seemed okay, but I don't know if deep down it kind of, don't know, put her off a bit, I guess. And it's probably happened a few times when I've done stuff like that. But I think like a problem with these with these women, like, to get the ick easily, you know what I mean? And that means, like, oh, do you originally like you? And once you do something, it could be the littlest fucking thing, and it instantly puts them off, and there's pretty much no going back from that. That's how fucking drastic it is, but and that seems to be a thing, unfortunately. I'm not saying for everyone or all of them, but that seems to be a thing where you just say the littlest, cringiest thing or the littlest, cringiest joke, and it just puts them off. And I think that's a thing with me, you know, where I just go a bit too much, where the weirdness just slips out, and I think that's something that's always been a thing, you know, with me. Like, and I guess that's why, I don't know, I've been a bit of an outsider, I guess, in life, and that's why I feel like I'm very careful with trying not to say weird shit, where sometimes I could say whatever to someone and I just don't really give a shit, because I'm just not bothered what they think of me, I guess. But whereas people who I actually genuinely like and I want to actually make a connection with, I start to, like, you know, analyse it and say, oh God, did this person, like, did I put this person off? And I start to like rethink it and just start to analyse it and over investigate it, you know, like fucking Batman in the fucking Batman films, that new Robert Pattinson one, you know, investigating the fucking Riddler sort of shit. That's the sort of level of investigation I go into, I guess. But yeah, and I think that's one very clear Asperger's symptom that I've noticed, to be honest. And there's many more examples of that. Like, I don't know, like, as if anyone who's got Asperger's, like, does anyone relate to this, like, this thing where you just say too much something, you think something funny in your head and it just translates as just pure cringe off, and you put people off, and that's where the rejection comes in. And I guess, like, the other day someone talking about people who are isolated or don't really have many friends is because people seem to sense you're wearing a mask. They seem to sense like a fakeness from you, and I guess that's maybe been a thing, knowing my teenage years, where I was trying to pretend to be someone who I wasn't, I guess, and maybe still do to a level. But they seem to sense it and just sense that, I don't know, that like negative energy, and it just puts people off. And I guess, like, I don't know if I'm 100% right with this, but I think, like, when I'm kind of being myself, like, people probably seem to like me more, I guess. Like, one person said, oh, I'm funny, or you're the funniest, when I'm being unintentionally funny. So I don't know if that, to be honest, that could be a negative for all I know. But I don't know, I don't really know how to take that as a negative or a positive, to be honest. But is what it is, isn't it? But yeah. I think that's really what all I've got to say in this video. I might make more on something to do with that topic, but yeah, for now I think I'll leave it there. Goodbye.